In this episode, you learn how to become a category leader and dominate your niche. Tesla, Apple, Red Bull, what do all of these names have in common? They're all category kings. According to Harvard Business Review, companies that create a new category typically capture 76% of the total category market capitalization. When companies get acquired and they're category kings, they get a massive valuation premium. Most category leaders can demand a premium in their pricing strategy, and that in turn gets their margin up. My name is Alexej, and I help SaaS founders scale. In this episode, I will cover the benefits of being a category leader, examples of category leaders, how to become a category leader, and at the end, I'll share a few more things with you. But not only are category leaders way more valuable than the other players in the industry, a study by LinkedIn showed that most of the top talent wants to work for category leaders, and hiring and retaining top talent is much easier if you are a category leader. Category design is something I've spent a lot of time doing. End of 2019, I launched AlphaGreen.io, and only 6 months later, we became known as the largest CBD marketplace in the UK and Europe. I was spreading that message everywhere, in the media, at conferences, on podcasts. If you thought of CBD and a marketplace, you associated AlphaGreen.io with it. Today, I'm building the leading growth agency for category-leading B2B SaaS businesses. We just started our journey, but already started seeing success with that positioning and started to own that category. Category design is a business strategy, which involves business planning, creating, and dominating the category. You're essentially proactively designing your own market, be it by redefining an existing category or carving out a category within a bigger niche. Using customer feedback to validate your category is key, but also educating and promoting your category is key to become the king of your category. My favorite book on this topic is Play Bigger by Al Ramadan, Dave Peterson, Christopher Lockhead, and Kevin Maney. The book was written in 2016, so a bit dated, but super relevant still. The authors talk about how category design is connected with cognitive biases. So when we think about ride-hailing, we think of Uber. Instead of let's go to the restaurant by getting a taxi or ordering a car, we say let's Uber there. Same way how we think of Tesla when we think of electric cars. Although the Chinese car company BYD officially sold more electric cars than Tesla the second year in a row, nobody even knows BYD. Everybody thinks Tesla when talking about electric cars. And this is the power of category dominance. The brand equity is so much more valuable and memorable. New category design, depending on the category and the maturity, is either creating a category within or redefining a category. It can be quick and a quick process if it's a new category in a new market, such as CBD or functional mushrooms, or it could be a very long process. An example is that in the Hoover industry, Dyson is the clear innovator, yet nobody calls a Hoover Dyson yet. So it might take another few years. What are the top 5 benefits of being a category leader? Let me dive into that. Unique positioning. In a market flooded with competition, carving out a unique space is often challenging. However, by pioneering a new category, your product distinguishes itself from the pack. Second point is pioneering authority. Venturing into uncharted territory allows your company to lead the pack. As a pioneer, you're at the helm, setting benchmarks and shaping the narrative of success in this new realm. The third point is higher margin, or so-called premium profitability. Introducing a novel category opens the door to premium pricing strategies, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. Your product, seen as innovative and singular, commands a higher value in the eyes of consumers. The willingness of customers to pay more translates into superior profit margins compared to those battling in established competitive markets. Innovative communication. Establishing a new category grants you the privilege to craft unique communication strategies. You're not just selling a product, you're educating the market, creating a narrative that resonates deeply with your audience. And this unique communication fosters thought leadership and cements your brand as a definitive authority in this new space. And finally, long-term sustainability, or also called enduring viability. Venturing into a new category isn't just about immediate gains, it's about setting the stage for lasting success. This new arena you've created isn't just a market, it's an ecosystem, thriving with customers, collaborators, and various stakeholders. This complex network acts as a moat, safeguarding your venture from competitors attempting to infiltrate the category you've masterfully crafted. Now, let's dive into a few more category leaders. Tesla, in the electric car industry, founded in 2003, didn't invent the electric car, but Tesla was the player who reinvented the electric car category. Traditionally, electric cars were intended for people whose primary concern was fuel savings. But Tesla took a different approach. It decided, rather than creating a reasonably affordable car, let's focus on developing a super fast, good-looking vehicle that create demand and then later tackle the mass market. In software, the most famous player is probably Salesforce. Launched in 1999, it's one of the best illustrations of category design in terms of cloud-based software. Salesforce completely eradicated the problem of on-premise software and servers by presenting a CRM software that could be accessed online through the internet and the cloud. And therefore, Salesforce became the first and only SaaS company at that time. Salesforce built a huge system, an ecosystem around itself, and is continuing to expand its category leadership even more. Now, in the consumer space, Red Bull is another great story of category leaders, the undisputed king of energy drinks. What made them the Red Bull category design leaders? It was the marketing. It targeted young, active consumers, especially by sponsoring extreme sports. Extreme sports are full of adrenaline, and that links these extreme events with the energy drink brand. Red Bull really understood its audience, and they told the story again and again, captivating the audience. Now, how do you go about category design? Now, first, you need to determine your category. This should be done within a handful of descriptive and transparent words. It should clearly convey what you do and essentially equates to your elevator pitch. In our case, we just said we're the largest CBD marketplace in the UK and Europe. Very simple. If you do not create a new category, you should be able to redefine one that already exists, reimagining a well-known issue and form the base of a unique solution. And that's what we're doing with our growth agency for SaaS businesses. Convince the world that your category is valid. This is the key to winning. Business comprehends problems by putting them into categories. So being able to persuade the world that your new category is valid carries you on your path to success as a category leader. Validate your category using customer feedback. That's a really important one. Customer feedback and testimony are perhaps the best weapons in justifying your category. A company can make claims about what it can achieve, but without customer support to back it up, these are little more than words to prospects. And finally, if successful, welcome big businesses to your new category. There will be a time, if you reach success, when the big companies will stop trying to criticize and discredit you and instead opt to copy you. You should always welcome them to your category. It's a clear validation of your vision. And remember, when big businesses adopt your category and have to respond to the disruption you've caused, this just means that you have made it and you're now a true category king. Now finally, let me tell you a story about how we are going about category design with NUOPTIMA. There are a lot of SEO agencies, a lot of PPC agencies, a lot of LinkedIn agencies, a lot of ghostwriting agencies. But we are the growth agency for category leading B2B SaaS businesses. We define our category as the full service marketing agency for category leading B2B SaaS businesses. A one-stop shop. All our branding says that. A lot of our case studies say that, all our YouTube and Spotify content talks about it, and therefore we will dominate the category. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to our SaaS Minds podcast. We publish every Tuesday and we interview category leading SaaS business founders.